Now for a roundup of the fourth week of work. The kitchen. I don't know if I mentioned it's always a mess. There's tonight's tea. Courgettes out of the garden and beans out of the garden. There's tomorrow's tea, a quiche, out of the second-hand bargains from Sainsbury's. Out of the back door. Getting right again. First thing we notice is now there's a whole load of mill waste being put down here and compacted, and the drains are covered and you can walk without falling over. Look around here. Here's another good thing. The drain from the sink is now connected again in a kind of ad hoc temporary way, and it goes down there, so we don't have to move that bucket all the time. And that seems like really quite a relief. Okay, the main work then in the week is a few days later on now. So the footings are in, the walls are in up to the damp-proof course level, and now the floors are in as well. So we've got concrete floors about 100mm thick. It starts off with a layer of white polystyrene kind of insulative material. Let's go down here. You can just see the edge of that because it comes up at a right angle on the inside of the brick, the inner skin of the wall. That was covered over with a black plastic membrane, which you can also see the edge of here as it's come up vertically against the wall. And then about 100mm of concrete delivered by a firm called Diddy Load, because that's a relatively small amount of concrete, was brought along. They brought it in wheelbarrows, tamped it down, constantly measured the depth with their laser device, and made this nice even floor. Moving over towards the utility room. The same goes here. It's got water on it now because it's been raining very heavily today. And then moving down the side of the house to the garage. It's probably not visible on the picture, but this is a nicer floor because this floor here is the actual surface, so it's been troweled smooth, whereas the floor here will have a screed on top of it, and so it only needs to be a fairly rough surface at this stage. However, Paul tells me it's often the case, I think as often as not, that the surface of the garage floor gets damaged by rain or by the scaffolding the builders use, or all the things that happen from now until the end of the job, and has to have some additional work. And it does look a bit patchy now I look at it. It doesn't look as good as it did a couple of days ago. Here, these metal strips are what's used to tie the new walls into the existing walls. So instead of having to chop bricks out and have the bricks of the new wall interleaving with the bricks of the existing wall, you use these, which if I just bend that down, they bend down at right angles like that, and they sit in one of the layers of mortar and bind the two, the existing bricks and the new bricks together. So there's one there, where the garage wall will meet the existing side wall of the house. And here, there are two here, well, there were two on the previous one as well, there are two here, for the one for each skin of the wall, where the side wall of the extension will meet the existing wall of the house. So when you look at the wall of the new wall, it won't, the bricks will not interleave in the ordinary way, but they will butt directly up to each other. But that is the way in which it's done now, and it apparently is a stronger method of doing it than the old method, so I'm told. Right, we've got the bricklayers in from tomorrow.